What's going on? It's time to talk about another horror film review. So I'm actually redoing my review, so it might be a little bit of an echo. But yeah, anyways, so today we're gonna be talking about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the 2003 remake. Oh boy. Released by New Line Cinema, October 17th, 2003. Produced by Michael Bay and Mike Fleece, and written by Scott Kosar and directed by Marcus Nispel, who's also done the 2009 remake of Friday the 13th. He's also done Conan the Barbarian remake, Pathfinder, Exeter, and a few other films. This had a box office earnings of about $107.4 million. If you're not sure if you haven't heard of this film for some reason, basically a group of friends are on a road trip to a concert, and they end up running across this girl who's just wandering the road and looks sad and depressed and everything. So they pick her up. I think she's like a hitchhiker. Yeah, picks her up, and she realizes that they're going the wrong way, going back the way she came, and she doesn't want to go back that way for some reason. So she shoots herself, and so they freak out, and then they end up having some vehicle troubles and stuff, and they try to find help and get the sheriff and stuff, and they eventually run across the Sawyer family, which is a weird, demented family of cannibals, and their one son is Leatherface, and basically runs around and kills people with a chainsaw. And it's up to them to try to survive while they're being tortured and mentally abused and everything like that. This is by far one of my favorite remakes that's ever been put out for a horror film. It's really well done. It has the guy who plays the sheriff is actually the guy who plays the drill sergeant in Full Metal Jacket, who is original in that film. He was actually a drill sergeant there just to be someone, so to make sure it's all realistic and stuff, sort of like a correspondent and shit. And but then he ended up getting the role because he was just so brute and aggressive with it and everything. And then casting him as the sadistic, weird sheriff definitely played a big part in why this film is actually really well done. Most of the acting is pretty good. Cinematography is really good. The guy who I'm pretty sure the cinematographer of this film actually was a cinematographer on the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I also think he did Last House on the Left, the original one. Then he'd go on to do Friday the 13th, the 2009 one. The cinematographer actually knows how to light up a dark scene real well, and that's why near the end when the final girl is running through the slaughterhouse and stuff, and it's so dark but you could clearly see what's going on and stuff. It all meshes well together, and and in this remake you see a lot more of Leatherface, and it's not just focused more on the family dinner scenes and stuff. It's also, you got some good chases, some good chainsaw kills and stuff, unlike the original where it was just there as an added enhancement to provoke the unnervingness of the film. So the acting in this film is pretty good. It's pretty good for early 2000s. They come out in 2003, and it's pretty standard. For the most part, it's pretty good though. There's not really any bad ones. Some of the side characters kind of seemed a little cheesy and tried to do it more comedically, I think, but wasn't that great. But yeah, and for all the characters and stuff, some of the side characters and family characters I didn't think really needed to be in the film. They kind of just were there because there's a family in the original, so they wanted to put something like that in this one, but they didn't really add anything to the story or anything. It was a little weird when they come across this one girl and this older mother person in a trailer park, and they have a baby, and then they realize it's not hers. They took it from the girl who was running away, basically. And there's a lot of little subtle unnervingness stuff and disturbing aspects to the film like that, and it's just subtle things, but it creeps you out and it holds you. Once this film gets a hold of you, it holds on to you basically and pulls you through it. And oh yeah, it's a lot of fun. Definitely one of the best slasher remakes out there, and it's definitely one of my favorite horror films out there. I always revisit every now and then, and it's always a fun time doing it. And they definitely take their time getting to like what you want to see. It's not just, but everything has meaning, and it's not just okay, here's a whole bunch of killing with no story. This one actually, they try to tell some of a decent story in the realm of a slasher film, which has been done to death, but they still somehow made it somewhat more dark, gory, and refreshing. So yeah, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2003, I'm giving this one a 5 out of 5. I absolutely enjoy it. It's one of my favorites, and it's definitely all downhill from here because all the other remakes still get worse and worse and stuff, depending on which film you're looking at, which we'll look at a whole pile in the future. But yeah, this one, definitely one of my top favorites. So yeah, 5 out of 5 from me. There's a trailer link down below, like always, if you want to check it out, if you haven't seen it, or if you want to just relive it, it's linked down below. Make sure you check out my Instagram, which is linked down below, where I always post clips of films and review in the future. On my story, I usually put the film title and hashtag and the subgenre of film and hashtag so you're aware of it. And also, you should check out my Letterbox. That's also down below at Derek P Reviews. That's where I post my first star rating right after watching the video. So we're watching the film. So yeah. So follow me on one of those two to stay in the loop. Make sure you like this video, share it so more people are aware of it. Comment your opinions of the film down below. Also, let me know what's your favorite Texas Chainsaw Massacre film out of the franchise. I'd love to know if you thought. I know I've only done like 1 or 2 of them, so I'm probably definitely going to be diving into some of the other ones later on down the road. But for now, I just wanted to do this one because I really wanted to watch it again. So yeah, yeah. Make sure you subscribe, and yeah. Hopefully we can find something new and interesting together. And I guess watch out for all those maniacs running around with chainsaws killing people. It's starting to start up again, so definitely watch out for those. But yeah, so another great horror film. Hopefully the next one's good too, but we'll see how that goes. But yeah, so I guess I'll see you all in the next review. So make sure you subscribe, and I guess I'll see you all in the next one. So cheers.